So this is probably one of the most requested recipes that I've had, and I'm happy to have made it today. I'm showing you how to make a beef lasagna. I'm using the Barilla lasagna sheets and the Napolitana sauce from Barilla. Get into the video and watch how simple it is to make it. I've broken it down to all the steps on how to make it so that you bring it together, and I hope you'll enjoy yours. Let's get started. So for this recipe, I'm going to break it down into different batches. I'm going to cook it in batches. We'll start with the mincemeat part, whereby I'm making some sort of a bolognese sauce. Now, what I would say is that you need carrots, and this is about 2 medium-sized carrots, and then about 3 sticks of celery, 1 large onion, and half a kilo of meat. And remember, we are using the Barilla lasagna sheets, but for the sauce, I'm going to use the Napolitana sauce. So the Napolitana sauce has Mediterranean herbs, it has carrots, it has onions, so this is perfect for this recipe. Now you can use any other of the Barilla sauces, like if you want it chili, if you want to make your mincemeat chili, you can use the arrabbiata one, but I would recommend the Napolitana one. So pan is hot. I'm going to add some oil. So we're going to start frying off the vegetables. So onion, carrots. So these are the vegetables, so it doesn't harm to be a little bit generous with them. And then we'll start by frying them until they are golden brown, and then I'll add the mincemeat. Now again, this is the sauce for the lasagna. It's also called a ragu sauce, when you're making it like this. And one thing I didn't realize even as I was preparing for this recipe is that the exact same recipe that I'm giving you right now, it's actually on the box for the lasagna sheets. So if in case when you're making your recipe, you forget something, you can refer to the box. But right now we're going to add the mincemeat, and we want the mincemeat to brown. And one thing I didn't mention when I started, I am also going to add some thyme. Now you can add bay leaf. So this is ready. I'm telling you, it smells really delicious. One thing I've tried previously is to add bacon to this. And I liked it. So if you like bacon, you can cut them into small pieces, add it together with the mincemeat, and I think it is gonna be lovely. It's at this stage I'm going to add the Napolitana sauce. That's the sound you want to hear when you open it, the popping sound. So, smells nice. Actually, it has some herbs. I can smell thyme in it. So it's perfect. So empty the whole jar. One thing about the sauce, it has salt, it has everything. So I haven't added any salt. Add the sauce first, and then taste, and then if you need to adjust the seasoning, adjust it after you've already added the sauce. And right now I'm going to add some water. I'm going to use the same jar so that wash off all the remaining sauce and then into the meat to cook, so that it actually comes together. Remember, the sauce is already cooked. And as you have seen, I've added the whole sauce. In case you're cooking half of it, maybe you use half of the sauce, just make sure you cover it and then put it back in the fridge. It has to be in the fridge after you've already opened it. So I'm now going to let it simmer for about 5 minutes. I love black pepper, so I'll add some black pepper and a tiny amount of salt. And this is what I was saying, you need to taste it first before you add salt in advance. Smells really nice. Now I'm going to set it aside, let it cool down, and now I'll start making the bechamel sauce or the white sauce. So for the white sauce, I have 50 grams flour, 50 grams margarine, or you can also use butter, and this is 1 liter of milk. Now we'll start by melting the margarine. It's on medium heat. You just want it melted, don't brown it. So once it's melted completely, add the flour, and then what you're making here is a roux. Basically, roux is flour and a mixture of flour and butter. And then when all the flour is fully mixed, you add the milk. Now the milk, I'll add it in batches. I want it first to start boiling, and it's also important to have a whisk. Now to reduce the amount of lumps, that's why you use a whisk. And what will happen is that the milk, the bechamel sauce or the white sauce will start becoming thick. And as that happens, add the seasoning. I'm going to add salt and pepper. If you have nutmeg, nutmeg works perfectly with this sauce. So it has started to come to a boil. Make sure you season it well. So I'm going to add the rest of the milk now. And again, whisk it to avoid the lumps. And having a whisk, it's really important. When you try to do it using a spoon or a fork, it will not be the same. So let's now start putting everything together. Sauce is ready, the meat is ready. I'll start by adding the bechamel sauce. Now as it cools down, it starts getting thicker and thicker. This is what will actually cook the pasta. So like that. And then take the lasagna sheets. Now one thing you can also do is cut the corner. Now that's too long, so that it goes up to the end. Take another piece, cut the edge like that, and then maybe one more on this side. So that's it. Just make sure that the bottom is fully covered. And then to this, I'll add the ragu. As you can see, the vegetables, the carrots, there's the celery. This now makes this meal a complete dish. And then to this, we have an option. You can add some Parmesan cheese, like that. Parmesan cheese has some flavor, has some salt, so it will be very nice. If you don't have that, you can also decide to add maybe some cheddar cheese, just to try and make it nice and cheesy. And then now I'm going to add another layer of the pasta, and then white sauce. Again, when it cools down, what happens, it actually tends to become thick. But just warm it again, add some more milk, and it will be nice and runny. Now depending on how many layers you want, you can make 4 layers, 5 layers. The number of layers will actually be determined by the amount of meat and sauce that you have. Again, the whole idea is to make sure that the pasta is fully covered. Now again, it's optional to put cheese. Let me just put the Parmesan cheese. If you don't have this, it's fine. You can also put mozzarella if that's what you have. We are now going to put the last layer of the pasta. It's not a very good idea for them to overlap, but if they're going to overlap like they are doing right now, just make sure that you add enough of the sauce so that it also has enough time to cook, because it's actually the sauce that will actually cook the pasta. So it's covered. Now the final part is adding the cheese. I'm going to add a mixture of mozzarella and cheddar. This is cheddar. I'm putting them in slices because it's fine. It's going to melt. The mozzarella as well. You can use grated one, it's fine, or chunks like this one, and maybe a small amount of mozzarella, of Parmesan. Now to make it more interesting, what I'm going to do is add some more of the Napolitana sauce. So there you have it. It's all layered up. There's two things that you can do when at this stage. You can actually cover it and let it sit for about 30 minutes. By doing that, you're also kind of soaking the pasta sheets. Remember, it's hard when it's not cooked. When you leave it to soak, it will basically soften the pasta, and then when you put it in the oven, it will cook faster. My oven is already hot. It's already preheated at 180 degrees, and it will take about 20 to 25 minutes, and it will be ready for service. Into the oven it will go right now. It's cooked. It took about 25 minutes. It's a little bit crunchy on the pasta. On the inside, as you can see, the layers of the meat, the sauce, the white sauce, the meat. If you had smell-o-vision, if you can actually smell, this actually smells really nice. I can taste the Napolitana sauce. I can smell it. You can make it a little bit saucy. How you make it saucy is add a little bit more of the white sauce, or even, but this for me is perfect. And I can't wait to dig in. And I hope you'll actually get to try yours and let me know how yours turns out. Remember, you're using the lasagna sheets from Barilla pasta. We also have another sauce, the basilico sauce. Maybe even that one you can use it. It's fine. It's a tomato sauce. It's ready-made, and it makes this dish heavenly. Subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the bell button so that you're actually notified whenever I have a new video out. I'm all about giving you recipes that makes you a better home cook. Until next time, goodbye.